Good morning everyone. So today we're at a 2010 BMW 530D. So the customer's complaint is no crank. So ignition is on. So you then push the button. You get the glow plug light on, airbag light on, and nothing else. It just says ignition switched on. So we've been at this car before, let's try it again. The glow plug light comes on. And we've got that maintenance mode, so anyway, done a full scan. Let's go quick report. So there's 9 glow plug, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Particulate filter, power management, closed circuit current violation present. Message received from the trailer module. Remember, this is the one that had water in the boot, so his suspension's been good up to this point. ABS, transmitter, airbag, head restraint. The CAS has, well, here we go. I think this is the one. The CAS DTC current. The CAS output terminal 50. So for those of you know your what do you call it, your DIN, Bosch DIN, 50 is the starter motor terminal, so I don't think that's putting anything out to the starter motor. Electronic ride height, some codes there saying they're present. Supply right and left. CAN controller. So remember, this one had water in the boot before. So what I think we're going to do is clear all the codes and see what comes back. And then we'll try cranking it again. It's that terminal 51 I don't like. So that's the code's been cleared, so let's see what remains. Power management, closed circuit violation, that's present. The trailer module and the trailer module. So let's key off. Let's see if we get a crank this time. Shut it down. Take the key out. That symbol still remains. Put the key back in. So still no crank. I actually heard a click there. So let's come back out of that again. Let's go into the engine. Read codes. So the glow plugs are there. So it says power management, closed circuit current violation. Standby current. A standby current violation is detected. If a standby current is monitoring. Fault. There's no IBS system fault. There's no. Is that something to do with the battery monitoring? No, let's go into some figures here. No, see this seems to be the big one. No, unless let's go back. Escape out of that. Live data. Charging. Try that. Get mixed up here this morning. General values. Try that. I want to see if that terminal 50 is getting sent a signal to the starting motor. Not much there. No. Active tests. No. So I wonder if we actually need to clear this from within the module. Okay, read codes. So nothing at the moment. Let's try again. Still nothing. Read codes. Let's go into the transmission. So that's a trailer module. Can't communicate that with that because it's waterlogged. But you can see that it's actually in park, and it shows up there in the dashboard that's in park as well. So that's good. Let's erase codes. I think they should come back. There we go. Using instruments. So that's a trailer module again. So let's go back and we'll do a quick scan. Auto scan again. See if it comes back. So I've rescanned it again. Let's go back into the report. So glow plugs, transmission, airbags, trailer module, right height sensor. Right. So there's nothing here I would say it would stop it from starting. Say maybe a faulty starter motor. So I was thinking, what's the main components you need in order to get this car to go? So you need to be able to talk to the engine ECU, which is the DDE, and the transmission control unit. You need to be able to talk to that. Maybe the instrument, no so sure. The CAS, definitely, but we've not got any faults in the CAS at the moment. What else would you need? The alarm system, so we've got no faults in that. And even the gear selector switch, so that's good as well. So I think everything else looks quite okay. So let's go into the CAS and see what that's saying. It's maybe just a starter motor we need here. So okay. So live data. Inputs, remote terminals. Here we go. Wonder if this. So wake up. Well, that's quite low, eh? Wake up ACC 0.13. Terminal. There we go. Here's the one we want. Terminal 50E. So that's going down to the starter motor. So when we push the button here, we should be getting. There we are. There you go. So that flashed. So I think we're looking at a starter motor or something to do with the starter motor. Let's go again. There you go, it's sending the voltage, so well, there's current terminal 50L. Well, let's look at that. See, it's taking 11 amps. Could be right enough. But wake up AAC. Let's put this key off and see what. Oh, it is doing something. Put it on. So I wonder what that should be actually, that voltage up there. So everything's good there. So let's go to the starter motor. See if we can see anything. So there's a just a quick look at the starter motor here. So there's the engine cover on the top and it's just down there. So you can see the red terminal. So that'll be battery positive. And as you know, the battery is in the boot of this thing. So you can see the cable actually comes off it. Comes up here, goes to this terminal. So just use my power probe. So you can see I have positive there. Oh. Got power there. And if I go down into there, I've got power at terminal, what would that be, 30? So I just need to crank it now and confirm that I've got power down that little wire underneath. But I've actually gave that, the power probe, when you go like that, when you push that forward, that gives it power, and I've tried giving that power. So there's nothing there. You just have to believe me. So what I'll do is I'll jump back in the car and I'll rig up a test light to see if it lights up when we crank it. So there I've rigged up the test light. So I'm on to battery negative, and I've just put the test light down into that. So I'm just going to leave the camera here and crank it, and we'll see if that light lights up. So that light illuminated, so it's either a bad ground or we need a starter motor. So I think this needs hauled into the garage to get that done. So the next test I'm going to do is, you see that I've got the test light onto the stud, the grounds onto the stud of the starter motor, so that's to make sure that it's got a good earth. So this is just to make sure we maintain ground and the light doesn't go out. So I'll set up the camera, go and crank it. So you could see in there that the light maintained itself, so that means there's a good earth even when it's trying to crank itself. So I think we can confirm we need a starter motor. Now, in order to access this thing, the starter motor, what I've done was I've took this positive lead away from here, so that isolates the starter motor down there, because that's main power to the starter motor. I've removed the plastic air filters, and I think that one's the pollen filter over there, and removed this back cover here. So I think I can get access, or I can definitely get access to that bottom bolt, and I think there's one up the top that's these Torx fittings, and hopefully I don't have to remove the intake manifold, so we'll attack that down there. Oh well, I never achieved that. You have to remove the intake manifold. Now the pesty bit is, there's a little E61 Torx bit at that side there, and some hoses, so if you can't get that wee one out, you're stuck, because that holds a pipe in at the side. The rest of the access is quite clear. I took it off complete with the throttle body, just lay it to the side. There's that little, put the light on here. There's that little, I think it's an E61 Torx, goes out the side there. Then there's a vacuum pipe, and then that's for the dipstick pipe, that's a 10, and there's a couple of connectors. But apart from that, so we can now get access to the starter motor now. Oh, that's it all put back together again, it's running. So let's look at some of these figures in the cars. So that's us no cranking it, so we'll go and crank it. Let's see what we get in these. Well, we'll put the ignition on. See, that top one still stays at 0.13, and everything else looks nominal battery voltage. So let's check this when we crank it, if that indeed is amps. The bottom two, Thermal 50L and Thermal 50E. Hard to say, eh? Try it again. There's a compressor on. Again. I don't know what we can deduce for that. Let's graph that, if indeed that is amps. Maybe it is. See, it's getting up to about 10, 11 amps. Would that be normal? No idea. But anyway, it's working anyway, and there's a few figures for the cars. Just that wake up ACC, is that the auxiliary circuit? And then this PT can, is that private? Can't remember. Anyway, that's a fix. Cheers.